Hi, I'm Ski Oakenfull at Point Blank Online. I'm a producer, composer and keyboard player, and I've worked with bands and artists like Incognito, The Bays and Joey Negro. And you're watching Electronic Music Composition. If you enjoy this EMC series, don't forget you can take a whole course with content like this called Electronic Music Composition. To take a closer look at EMC, please head over to the course sample page, which includes extracts from each week's lesson. Thanks for sending in all your requests. We hope you enjoy the one we've gone with, which came via Twitter from Shango. So for this video we're going to focus on a bass line, and we're going to use the example of Daft Punk's Around the World. It's a fantastic track. It's got a very strong reference to Chic's Good Times, and the beauty of this track is the arrangement really, and the fact that it is quite bassline led, and it's part of the genius of Daft Punk, which is their ability to keep the focus on quite simple elements but just really work them with great production and very good arrangements. So this track really consists of three main bassline elements, and let's have a listen to them now. We start off with an intro, which is actually part of the main first bass line. So I'm just going to play that to you now. So it's just a repeating part. So now if I play the first bass line, you can probably spot where that intro bass line is coming. Just here. Okay, so that repeats round. It then kind of hypes up a little bit for the second bass line. It gets a little bit more syncopated, and I'm going to play that to you now. Kind of really funky. And there's a third bass line which sounds like it's being played on much higher strings, and it's kind of comes just after the break section, so I'm just going to play that to you now. So I've coloured the different sections. You can see that this intro bit is in red, and then we've got this first bass line, which is a kind of brown colour, then the second one is the green, and then just that one I played is in blue. So you can have a look at the arrangement there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through those bass lines individually and work out what notes are being played. Before we do that, let's establish what key we're in. I'm just going to play the second bass line and just bring up my keyboard and play along and try to work out the key. So we're in E minor. These are the notes of the natural minor. We just got one sharp, which is this F sharp here. So now let's go and have a look at the individual bass lines. Okay, so I've moved to session view. I've put the different bass lines into clips, and I've got a very basic beat, which I'll just play to you now. Just something to keep time, play along to. And I've also got a factory bass sound. It's from the Live 8 library. It's called the Bofner bass. So let's have a look at the first bass line. Let's just bring my keyboard up. I'm just going to play it to you now, just without our beat. So the first note is actually in A, and remember we were in E minor, so this is actually the fourth note of E minor. So I'm just going to play it to you now. Let's just play a little bit slower. Let's put it down to 106 BPM. And you notice that little phrase there, it's almost like playing a scale. It's just going down the scale of E minor. So that's the first bass line. And you'll remember that the intro is just that last little phrase of the first bass line. Just play that to you. Just looping round. So all that is so there we go. Now let's look at the second main bass line. Now this is a little bit more involved, quite funky. Okay, so I'm just going to play that to you now. So that's the vibe. With this bass line, it's actually starting on the root note, the E, then it's going to the C, which is the 6, and then the B, which is the 5. So it's like a 1, 6, 5 chord sequence that it's implying. And you notice just the ending is slightly different each time. So the first time it ends going to the B and the G, and the second time it's going to the A, G. So that's the second main bass line. And then the third one, which is actually might not even be played on a bass guitar, might be on a synth or another sort of sound, but I thought I'd show that to you anyway because it's a really nice part. So it's almost like chords being played on the high strings, and it sounds a little bit like this. So I'm going to play through all those bass lines now, and let's hear what they sound like. I'll put it at a slower tempo actually, so you could try playing along. Let's put it at 106. Okay. So this is the intro. It's the first bass line. It's the second bass line. And this is the last bass line. So that was my breakdown of Daft Punk's Around the World. I hope that's given you a better understanding of the musical elements of this track, and I also hope you can enjoy playing along with the bass line. So if you're into this, then head over to pointblankonline.net and check out the EMC course. Remember, if you want to suggest tracks for us to look at, tweet the track name using the hashtag on screen. We'll feature as many as we can. See you next time.
At Point Blank Online, you've got two methods of interaction with your tutor. Firstly, you've got the weekly online masterclass, which is in real time. And then also we've got feedback on your assignments, and that's known as DVR. So the online masterclass is a 1-hour session you get with your tutor every week. You can ask questions about the lesson content and get instant feedback, and also demonstrations on the fly from their computer desktop with our streaming technology. DVR stands for Direct Video Response, and the concept is really simple. You upload your Ableton, Logic or Cubase project file to your tutor, he downloads it and then pushes record on the screen capturing software and evaluates your work, so basically giving you one-to-one feedback. You see all of the mouse movements and any parameter changes made by your tutor. It's kind of like sitting in the studio over their shoulder watching what they're doing whilst they work. We have found the DVR process has truly revolutionized the way that we teach online, and the results speak for themselves. Book your place on the course now by visiting pointblankonline.net.